I didn't hear the gunshot. That was the first thing that felt wrong. In Maple Hollow, silence wasn't unusual. It was the kind of small American town where the loudest sound at night was the hum of an old refrigerator or the creak of wooden floors settling into age. People here liked quiet. They trusted it. They believed silence meant safety. I used to believe that too. Until the night Mrs. Callahan died. It was a Thursday evening, just past 9. I remember because I had just finished grading papers and poured myself a glass of cheap wine, the kind that burns going down but makes you forget the loneliness afterward. I live across the street from Mrs. Callahan, or I used to. She was in her late 70s, always polite, always watching, the kind of neighbor who notices everything but says very little. Sometimes I caught her standing behind her curtains, staring out like she was waiting for something, or someone. That night, I saw her silhouette again, except it wasn't moving. I don't know what made me cross the street. Maybe it was instinct, maybe it was the way the house felt wrong, too still even for Maple Hollow, or maybe it was the silence, not the normal kind. This silence felt heavy, like it was hiding something. Her front door was slightly open. I knocked once. "Mrs. Callahan?" I called. No answer. I pushed the door open. The smell hit me first, metallic, sharp, blood. She was lying in the living room, eyes wide open, staring at nothing. A dark stain spread beneath her, soaking into the pale carpet. And still, no sound. No neighbors yelling, no dogs barking, no sirens. Nothing. The police said it was a clean shot. One bullet straight through the chest. They said whoever did it knew exactly what they were doing. But what they couldn't explain was how no one heard it. Not a single person. In a town where even a slammed door gets noticed, a gunshot went completely unheard. I told them the truth. I didn't hear anything. They all said the same. No one heard anything. And that's when the silence stopped feeling natural. It started feeling intentional. Detective Harris came by the next day, tall, tired, the kind of man who carried too many unsolved cases in his eyes. "You were the one who found her," he said. I nodded. "You hear anything unusual last night?" "No," I said. "That's the problem." He studied me for a moment. "Sometimes," he said slowly, "people hear things but don't realize they heard them." I didn't understand what he meant. Not yet. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every little sound felt amplified. The ticking clock, the wind against the windows, my own breathing. And then, nothing. The silence returned, heavy, watching. I started noticing things, small things at first, like how my phone would briefly lose signal at random times, or how the streetlights flickered, but only on our block, or how every night at exactly 9:07 p.m., everything went quiet. Not just normal quiet, dead quiet, like the world had been muted. That's when I remembered something. Last Thursday, the night Mrs. Callahan died. I checked the time I poured my wine, 9:06 p.m., 1 minute before everything went silent. I went back to the police. "You need to check something," I told Harris. "What?" "There's a pattern." He looked skeptical, but he listened. I explained everything, the timing, the silence, the strange interruptions. At exactly 9:07, something happens. We waited the next night, me, Harris, and 2 officers. 9:06, normal. 9:07, silence. It was instant, total, unnatural. Even standing in the same room, I couldn't hear my own breathing. It wasn't just quiet. It was like sound itself had been erased. Harris's eyes widened. What the? I couldn't hear him, but I could read his lips. Then, after exactly 60 seconds, sound came back, all at once, like a wave crashing. We didn't say anything for a while. We didn't have to. We all knew what it meant. Someone's blocking sound, Harris said. But why? I asked. He looked at me, and for the first time I saw fear. So they can kill without being heard. The realization hit me like ice water. Mrs. Callahan didn't die in silence. Her death was hidden by it. The investigation changed after that. They brought in specialists, tech experts, people who spoke in terms I barely understood. But the conclusion was clear. Someone had created a device, something that could cancel sound within a controlled radius for exactly 1 minute, enough time to pull a trigger and walk away. But here's the thing about small towns. No matter how quiet they seem, secrets don't stay buried forever. It was me who figured it out, and I wish I hadn't. I remembered something Mrs. Callahan once told me. She said, "You shouldn't trust quiet people. They're the ones listening the most." There was only one person in Maple Hollow who fit that description perfectly. Someone no one paid attention to. Someone always there, always watching, always silent. Officer Daniel Reeves. He was one of the officers who stood with us that night, the one who said the least, the one who never reacted, the one who watched. I went back through everything, every report, every timeline, every crime. He was always there, before, during, after, and suddenly the silence made sense. I confronted him, alone. Stupid, I know, but I needed to hear it from him. "You built it," I said. He didn't deny it, not even look surprised. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" he said softly. "The purest form of control." "Why?" I asked. He smiled, not wide, not dramatic, just enough to make my stomach turn. "Because silence," he said, "is where truth hides." I didn't understand. So he explained. Mrs. Callahan had seen something she wasn't supposed to, something about him, about what he'd been doing. She watched too much, he said. She listened too closely, so he silenced her, literally. "And the others?" I asked. "There were others, weren't there?" He tilted his head, still calm, still quiet. "Some people," he said, "don't deserve to be heard." I realized then he wasn't just a killer. He was a man who believed silence was power, and he'd been using it to decide who lived and who disappeared without a sound. I don't remember pulling my phone out or dialing or speaking, but this time the silence didn't protect him because I made sure the world heard everything. The trial was quick, the evidence undeniable, the device, the patterns, the recordings, and in the end, the silence broke. Maple Hollow isn't the same anymore. People lock their doors now. They listen more carefully. They don't trust quiet the way they used to. As for me, I still hear it sometimes, that heavy, unnatural silence. But now I know something most people don't. Silence isn't empty. It's full of things waiting to be discovered. And sometimes it screams the loudest of all. Did you like this feature? Thanks for watching.